Ye Feng stood in disbelief as he processed the shocking news. Jiu Xinnai had been captured. Memories surged through him. He was in Konoha village, the world of Hokage, where peace barely masked the underlying tensions after the Second Ninja World War. He was a war orphan, picked up by the Uzumaki clan, and now found himself among fellow young ninjas, childhood friend Mikoto Uchiha, the talented Bofeng Shuiman, and the skilled Hyuga brothers. As these memories settled, a system alert appeared in his mind, offering 3 choices: remain uninvolved, create chaos, or leave the village to rescue Jiu Xinnai. The reward for the latter, a supreme opening pack, was too enticing to ignore. Despite being just an ordinary subordinate, Ye Feng was determined to act. His resolve solidified as Mikoto and the others discussed the kidnapping's strangeness, the security lapse during a Uchiha clan event, and possible infiltration by Union village spies. Bofeng Shuiman quickly departed with a flicker of speed, his prowess evident. Ye Feng urged Mikoto and the Hyuga brothers to join the search, ignoring their mockery of his abilities. Harnessing his chakra, he rushed towards Konoha's gates, aware of his limitations compared to the more skilled ninjas. A crowded gateway forced him to take a lesser-known path, only to be stalked by Uchiha Fugaku, whom he quickly deceived to escape. Once outside the village, Ye Feng discovered a strand of Jiu Xinnai's distinctive hair, confirming he was on the right track. The system acknowledged his progress, and he felt a renewed determination to complete the mission. Ye Feng stood at the edge of the dark forest, contemplating his next move. Although he was a shinobi, fear tugged at him, yet abandoning his mission wasn't an option. Just 40% remained to complete the task. With renewed determination, he pushed on. Meanwhile, at Konoha village's gates, the formidable Watergate and Konoha's White Fang, Chiki Shuoshigeru, were on a different mission, clutching a strand of hair believed to be Jiu Xinnai's. They prepared to track her potential captors. A ninja dog led them northeast, where Ye Feng had already discovered another hair, advancing his own mission. Ye Feng, recalling Hokage's tale, pondered if his actions would alter destiny. Pressing on, he soon glimpsed Jiu Xinnai among retreating figures towards Union Village. But before he could act, a chilling voice halted him, and he was attacked. Collapsing from the treetops, gasping, Ye Feng watched a Union ninja vanish, assuming Ye Feng's demise. Though weakened, a system alert announced his mission's completion, offering a supreme opening package. Desperately, Ye Feng accepted the gift, revealing a character card of the legendary Senju Hashirama. Fusion began, channeling the immense power of the first Hokage into Ye Feng. As vitality surged through him, his injuries vanished, and a profound energy coursed within. In a new reality, Ye Feng stood invincible, ready to wield Hashirama's formidable powers. In the depths of a dense forest, the ninja of Union Village stood guard, unaware of the changes in Ye Feng's body. They laughed at Jiu Xinnai's plight. Konoha wouldn't dare wage war, one scoffed, explaining that Jiu Xinnai was to become the human pillar for a tailed beast and the wife of the next Thunder Shadow. Horrified, Jiu Xinnai protested, but the ninja were unconcerned. As they neared the border, Jiu Xinnai's thoughts turned to her friends, Ye Feng, Mikoto, and Watergate, and the wise Uzumaki Mito. She felt despair creeping in, until the ground erupted with saplings that quickly grew into trees, separating the captors from their prize. Mu Duan, who's there? The Union ninja shouted as 5 figures emerged, engaging them in battle. To Jiu Xinnai's surprise, the rescuer was none other than Ye Feng, once timid but now leading the charge. As his shadow clones overwhelmed the ninja, Jiu Xinnai couldn't help but smile at her unlikely savior. With Union's elite dispatched, Ye Feng turned to Jiu Xinnai, who blushed as she asked him to untie her hands. He obliged, pondering his next move as options unfolded before him. Meanwhile, the forest stood silent, the threat subdued for now. Ye Feng pondered the power he had gained, mastering techniques like the A-level Goju Rashomon. Dismissing lesser options like summoning a small toad, his mission was clear: escort Jiu Xinnai, a fiery redhead, to safety, despite the risks. Yet his real interest lay in the promise of a supreme gift package. The thrill of the unknown reward fueling his actions. Just as Ye Feng moved to release Jiu Xinnai, a swift, blonde figure appeared, Feng Shuiman, exuding a deadly aura. Misinterpreting the situation, he attacked, his kunai slicing air. As Ye Feng deftly dodged, Jiu Xinnai screamed, "Watergate, no!" But it was too late. Watergate's mistake sent guilt coursing through him. Realizing his target was Ye Feng, suddenly, Ye Feng and Jiu Xinnai vanished, revealing their substitution with wooden logs. Safe again, Jiu Xinnai berated Watergate. But Ye Feng had other plans. Demonstrating his speed and precision, he retaliated, knocking Watergate through trees. Each hit reminded Watergate of his error, his mind racing with disbelief at Ye Feng's abilities. Meanwhile, high above, a crow watched and relayed everything to Sarutobi Hiruzen in Konoha. Hiruzen noted Ye Feng's uncharacteristic proficiency, questioning the boy's true potential. Soon, Konoha White Fang Hatake Sakumo arrived, surveying the chaos. Injured Watergate, unconscious enemies. How had it come to this? Yet Ye Feng simply turned away, gathering Jiu Xinnai in his arms. She gasped, hiding her blush beneath her hands as she nestled against him, the moonlight casting a silvery sheen on Ye Feng's hair. Her heart raced with unfamiliar excitement. As they departed, a notification rang in Ye Feng's mind. His task complete. Rewards awaited him. Chimu Shuomao watched as Ye Feng lifted Jiu Xinnai into his arms, declaring the Yun Ren as murderers. Ignoring Shuomao's offer to accompany them, Ye Feng leapt away, disappearing into the night towards Konoha village with Jiu Xinnai. Shuomao refrained from following, observing the psychic crows trailing them. Meanwhile, Watergate, shaken by his defeat, stood up slowly, humbled by the encounter with the enemy. Shuomao speculated about Watergate's injuries, reassuring him, while summoning ninja dogs to clean up the aftermath. In the Hokage's office, Sarutobi saw through his crows, realizing Ye Feng's perception but choosing not to intervene. Ye Feng, carrying Jiu Xinnai, noticed the crow's disappearance and turned his attention back to her. She asked how he found her, to which he playfully attributed to her distinctive hair. Her heart warmed at his compliment, a sentiment he had long wished to express. This moment fulfilled a deep yearning in Ye Feng. Amidst this intimate exchange, the system offered Ye Feng choices that would shape his path, yet he chose to enjoy the night with Jiu Xinnai instead. Veering off the path to Konoha, Ye Feng led her to Hokage Rock, a site she had always wanted to visit. As they admired the view, the system rewarded Ye Feng with the coveted Flying Thunder God technique, granting him a formidable power leap. Overlooking the village, Jiu Xinnai sat beside Ye Feng. Accidentally brushing his hand, Ye Feng confidently grasped hers, their bond strengthening in the quiet, moonlit night. Her playful attempts to withdraw led to a brief scare, as she slipped, but Ye Feng's quick reflexes and his newfound powers saved her. In a moment of curiosity, Jiu Xinnai questioned Ye Feng's ability to use the wood release technique, hinting at a mysterious connection to the legacy of the first Hokage. As they marveled at the village, unaware of the anticipation at Konoha's gate, where the Sarutobis and Uzumaki Mito awaited. Ye Feng and Jiu Xinnai found solace in each other's company, exploring new dimensions of their evolving relationship. Jiu Xinnai had once dreamed of becoming the first female hokage, a notion she confessed to Ye Feng with a bitter smile. Yet she admitted that to achieve such a dream required power she didn't possess. Ye Feng, observing her with a smile, encouraged her not to give up, believing she had the potential to lead. As they talked, Ye Feng mused aloud about his own path. Though he considered himself a salted fish content with protecting Konoha, he felt an inner voice urging him toward a greater mission. This voice, influenced by the ideals of the Senju clan, sought peace not just for Konoha, but for the entire ninja world. He explained to Jiu Xinnai that true love extended beyond one village. Aspiring instead for world unity, Jiu Xinnai, dismissive of his grand vision, cautioned him against speaking such radical thoughts openly. Later, as night fell, they decided to return to the village. Ye Feng used the Flying Thunder God technique to teleport them back, leaving Jiu Xinnai in awe. At the village gate, they encountered the third Hokage and others, who had anxiously awaited their return. Uzumaki Mito, Jiu Xinnai's guardian, was relieved yet curious about Ye Feng. She sensed the resemblance between him and her late husband, the first Hokage. Upon Mito's request, Ye Feng demonstrated his recently awakened wood release ability, confirming his ties to the Senju lineage. Mito was visibly moved, seeing in Ye Feng the continuation of a legacy she feared was lost. The gathering broke into smiles, recognizing Ye Feng as a new hope for Konoha. And Mito contemplated the bond forming between him and Jiu Xinnai. Together, they returned home, leading thoughts of dreams and responsibilities to the night. Ye Kade was caught off guard by the suggestion to return to the Uzumaki clan's residence. He had left at 10 to escape Jiu Xinnai's relentless energy and to seek solitude by the river. Uzumaki Mito gently urged, "You shouldn't be alone anymore." Yet Ye Feng hesitated, preferring his independence. Jiu Xinnai, initially cheerful, felt the sting of his reluctance, pondering if she had been too harsh. Sarutobi interjected, emphasizing the necessity of his return for safety reasons. With the recent awakening of Ye Feng's bloodline limit, living outside was perilous. Reluctantly, Ye Feng agreed to move back after a night to gather his belongings. Jiu Xinnai's offer to assist was met with a gentle refusal, but her affection for him was evident, causing Uzumaki Mito to smile knowingly. The village's unrest loomed large in Sarutobi's mind. Hidden tensions and rogue elements made protecting Ye Feng a priority. Returning to his cabin, Ye Feng contemplated his day, his thoughts drifting to Jiu Xinnai's potential as a leader. And the unopened supreme gift package. When prompted, he accepted the gift, gaining access to the legendary Vyuchi Cave, home to powerful serpents and the enigmatic white snake sage. Curiosity piqued, Ye Feng pondered the potential of the cave's powers, only to be interrupted by an encroaching malice. Small white snakes infiltrated his space, heralding Orochimaru's ominous presence. With calm resolve, Ye Feng unleashed roots to ensnare the intruders. Orochimaru's voice cut through the darkness, assessing Ye Feng with predatory interest. The encounter escalated, each testing the other's prowess. A sudden attack shattered the silence, forcing Orochimaru to retreat with a narrow escape. Despite the deadly dance, Ye Feng's unwavering determination promised that future clashes would be met with equal ferocity. In the dim glow of moonlight, Orochimaru squared off against the formidable Ye Feng. Ye Feng, rumored to be an orphan of the Thousand Hands clan, exhibited extraordinary abilities, sparking Orochimaru's intense interest. Hoping to uncover the secrets of this ancient clan, Orochimaru launched his hidden shadow snake hand attack. But the darkness impeded his vision, leading his serpents to strike wildly at the air. Injured and frustrated, Orochimaru underestimated Ye Feng's potential. A sudden gust alerted him to Ye Feng's swift approach from behind. Orochimaru dodged, but the quick motion exacerbated his wounds. Pain rippled through him as Ye Feng's relentless strikes forced him to retreat. Realizing he faced no ordinary shinobi, Orochimaru recognized Ye Feng's raw talent and precision. As Ye Feng pressed on, Orochimaru, vexed by his own restraint, prepared his kusanagi sword for a serious confrontation. Just then, a colossal staff fell between them, the King Kong Rui stick, wielded by none other than Sarutobi, the third Hokage. Orochimaru, knocked aside and bleeding, quickly stowed his sword, acknowledging Sarutobi's authority. Sarutobi, assessing the situation, chided Orochimaru for acting without reporting first. Orochimaru, still curious about Ye Feng's abilities, dismissed the scolding lightly. Ye Feng, unbothered by the conflict, pondered the day's events. Despite Orochimaru's interest, Ye Feng knew his own power was growing rapidly. With time, he intended to master the full potential of his lineage, surpassing Orochimaru and any threat he might pose. So now, Sarutobi's intervention had diffused the tension. But Ye Feng remained keenly aware that his path and Orochimaru's would cross again. As Sarutobi and Orochimaru entered the village gates, they were greeted with reverence by the Uchiha clan. Sarutobi, with a smile, acknowledged their vigilance, but soon turned to Orochimaru, concern in his voice. "Is your abdomen okay?" he inquired. "It's fine, as long as you don't dwell on what happened," he replied. Hinting at their recent encounter, Sarutobi's expression hardened. "You know how serious this is," he admonished. Orochimaru deflected, insinuating that the threat wasn't as formidable as perceived. "He isn't like the first generation," Sarutobi cut him off sharply, warning against reckless experimentation with the sacred legacy of the Uzumaki and Senju clans. "I only need a little blood," Orochimaru insisted, his curiosity airily veiled. Orochimaru relented, acknowledging the admonition, yet he was already contemplating his next steps. "Rest and then resume your watch on Union," Sarutobi commanded, unmoved by Orochimaru's claims of needing extended recuperation. "Your mission is vital." "My presence there is already compromised," he warned. Sarutobi remained resolute, his trust in Konoha's might unwavering. "Even exposed, you are one of Konoha's strongest." Before leaving, Orochimaru suggested an alternative. Perhaps Ye Feng could go to Union. As the sun rose the next day, Ye Feng found himself rudely awakened. A ninja, restrained by his own roots, delivered a message from Danzo, urging Ye Feng to visit. Faced with three choices, Ye Feng opted for none, choosing instead the path of least resistance, savoring his leisurely pace of growth. Unbeknownst to Ye Feng, Sarutobi awaited him with mounting impatience, surrounded by prominent figures of the village. Ye Feng's absence left a void in their carefully laid plans. Orochimaru had extended a rare apology for his past recklessness, but Ye Feng was notably absent. Orochimaru found amusement in Ye Feng's audacity, contemplating the opportunity to study him further. Uzumaki Mito, however, admonished the plans to resurrect the Mu escape secret technique, a path that had been banned. Sarutobi assured her that Orochimaru had acknowledged his mistakes and would refrain from repeating them. The focus shifted to transferring Ye Feng from Konoha village to infiltrate Union village, presenting an advantageous situation for Orochimaru. He suggested visiting Ye Feng, but Uzumaki Mito insisted. ongoing herself. Meanwhile, Ye Feng was indulging in a unique method of training through imagination, finding it most effective for enhancing his ninjutsu. His unexpected guests, Mito, Kushina, Sarutobi, and Orochimaru, caught him appearing lazy, still in bed. Sarutobi chided Ye Feng for wasting time, while Mito defended him, suggesting he was simply exhausted. Orochimaru watched silently as Kushina beckoned Ye Feng to join them. With a yawn, Ye Feng greeted them, his mind occupied with the advanced techniques he was mastering. Orochimaru questioned Ye Feng's disregard for Hokage's orders, to which Mito gently inquired if Ye Feng was unwell. Ye Feng assured her he was fine, simply losing track of time. Sarutobi then informed Ye Feng of his promotion to tune in without the need for an exam, expecting gratitude. To their astonishment, Ye Feng declined, preferring to remain a Genin. Sarutobi was bewildered, never having encountered such defiance. Ye Feng's mind buzzed with a system offering 3 choices. Embrace the tune-in title for a modest reward, agree to take the exam for a better one, or refuse all for significant gains, including a rapid fusion with powerful character abilities. Ye Feng's decision was clear, choosing growth and potential over rank.